boys and girls. Today on Affordable Sticks, we're talking about yet another anniversary cigar. Can you see what this is? Yeah, that's a special cigar. The EP Carrillo 15-year anniversary. They say this has some of the finest aged tobaccos in the world. How many times have we heard that? Well, there must be a lot of really fine tobacco out there. This cigar was put out to honor Ernesto Perez Carrillo and his legacy. Yet another backstory that is just fantastic behind these premium cigars. This is about a $20 stick, depending on where you get it. This is a very flavorful stick. This is what they call a double toro. It's got a little pointed end at the mouth. And what else? It's a Maduro. And it's a 54-inch ring gauge. This is a good cigar right here. Look at that. Look at the way they present that. That is just fantastic. Look at the foot on that. Look at all that filler and yummy binder tobacco. Oh, that's going to be so good. So I don't know if you could call this a torpedo or not, because the head comes to a fine point. It's not a closed foot, as you can tell. So there's all kinds of different classifications on that. So again, with most cigars, especially when you're dealing with Maduros, it's going to have a lot of the same tasting notes. This one here is the same thing. You know, it's got an earthy tone, spice, just a tinge of sweetness, cedar, all that kind of stuff that they say is in the cigar. And again, it uses a very fine aged tobacco, San Andreas wrapper, Mexican wrapper. The fillers and binders are Nicaraguan, you know, from Esteli, the Jalapa Valley. So, you know, I don't want to get into ever saying that, you know, one cigar is all the same, because they're not. But when you're dealing with premium cigars and they have a lot of the same backgrounds and flavoring notes, sometimes they can taste the same. But there's always that little specialness about each brand of cigar that makes it kind of stand out. And you'd have to smoke a lot of cigars or be around it enough to understand that. So that's kind of interesting. Good cigar, wow. Good draw. Whoa, there's that little flavoring note that I didn't expect. Hang on. I almost got like a mocha espresso flavor. That was really good. This would pair really good with a hot cup of coffee with maybe a vanilla bean or something like that. Creamer. Of course, if I was a drinker, I'd probably, you know, drink something sweet. You know, I don't know. Wow. I love a good premium stick. I tell you what. EP Carrillo, these guys, you know, everyone I've ever had, any Carrillo has just been fantastic. Wow. The only, and I understand the presentation, and lots of times it keeps the cigars fresher too. I get that. But one of my biggest pet peeves, as you know, you've heard me say before, is that sometimes there's just too many bands, collars, or whatever you want to call these, you know. Sometimes they're all the way down like this one. I mean, it took me a couple minutes to be careful too, because I don't want to ruin the cigar. You know, sometimes you got to pick at them. And you couldn't light this one first because it had a band down here, and then it had a, you know, a sleeve all the way up. You guys saw it in the picture. And it took a little while to get that off. But, you know, it's just my own little nuances. I'm sure it doesn't bug other people. Yeah, this really is the flavoring notes. Sometimes when you're smoking a good cigar, you have to search for those flavoring notes. Sometimes they get lost. And then there's always, every once in a while, you come across a really good cigar that you don't have to search for them. They're pretty evident. This is one of those. I know you've heard me say that before, but you get what you pay for, folks. So stick with affordable, but good. 15-year, 6 different tobaccos all 15-year aged tobaccos to make the binders and fillers in this 15th anniversary to honor Ernesto Perez Carrillo. This is it. They're only making, they made limited editions cigars. I mean, they're not making this again. This is it. So if you don't get a chance to get one of these and smoke it, well, you missed out. Sucks for you. I've said it once, I'll say it again. These anniversary cigars are very special. I have to say, about halfway through, and this cigar is very smooth. The smoke is just smooth. It's a very creamy, dare I say the word luscious smoke. And I love that in a cigar. I love a cigar that can produce a lot of creamy, thick smoke that really aids in the flavoring notes of a cigar. And it just makes the experience that much better. So yeah, this is a premium cigar, folks.